Ambassador Quirith had sent 47 invitations to the humans over the past decade. 47 formal requests, each one delivered through the official diplomatic channels written in every human language the Galactic Council's translators could manage. The responses had been polite but firm. Humanity respectfully declined. The Council found it baffling. Every spacefaring species in the known galaxy attended the quarterly meetings. The Xinthians sent representatives despite their methane-breathing requirements. The crystalline Velcora came despite existing in a different temporal phase for half the year. Even the notoriously antisocial Krethians maintained an embassy on Council Station Prime. But not humanity. They'd been discovered 30 years ago when their crude fusion drives finally pushed them beyond their solar system. The Council had welcomed them, offered technology, trade routes, cultural exchanges. The humans had smiled, thanked everyone, and then nothing. They didn't join. They didn't refuse membership either. They simply existed in a diplomatic gray zone, politely ignoring every summons. Perhaps they don't understand the benefits, Councillor Mexvin had suggested during the latest session. The insectoid being clicked its mandibles thoughtfully. Limited resources, primitive infrastructure. They must be embarrassed. Quirith wasn't so sure. The humans had been remarkably quick to reverse engineer the basic FTL principles they'd been gifted. Their ships were crude but functional. More concerning were the reports from the border scouts. Humanity had been expanding rapidly, claiming systems no one else wanted. Dead rocks, asteroid fields, frozen moons. They were building something out there in the dark. When the 1,000 human warships materialized around Earth, every alarm in Council space screamed at once. Quirith stared at the tactical display in disbelief. The ships weren't attacking. They weren't moving at all. They simply hung in space, a geometric pattern of death surrounding humanity's homeworld like a crown of thorns. Each vessel bristled with weapons, not elegant energy arrays like proper military craft, but brutal kinetic accelerators, missile pods, and what appeared to be nuclear arsenals. "It's a provocation," snarled General Caxfor, the Krethian military commander. "We should respond with force." "With what force?" Quirith asked quietly, gesturing to the analysis streaming across his terminal. "Those aren't just warships. Look at the energy signatures. Each one is powered by a miniaturized fusion core that's generating more output than our best reactors. And those railguns, they're designed to punch through planetary shields." Mxvin's compound eyes widened. "How do they build 1,000 of them?" "Their economy shouldn't support—" "They use the resources no one else wanted," Quirith interrupted. "All those dead systems they've been claiming. The asteroids, the ice moons. They've been strip mining them for decades while we thought they were just playing in the dark." A communication request flashed across the Council chamber. It was from Earth, from the humans. After 30 years of radio silence, they were finally calling. Admiral Sarah Chen appeared on the view screen, her weathered face calm and professional. Behind her, Quirith could see what looked like a military command center, buzzing with activity. "Greetings, Galactic Council," she said. "I apologize for missing your meetings. We've been busy. Busy building an invasion fleet," General Caxfor barked. Chen's expression didn't change. "No, General. We've been busy learning about our neighbors. About you." She gestured and data began flooding the Council's networks. Star charts, economic reports, military assessments. It was information about the Council itself, frighteningly detailed information. "You have a lovely civilization," Chen continued. "Peaceful, prosperous, built on 5,000 years of careful diplomacy and mutual cooperation." She paused. "You also haven't fought a real war in 3,000 years." The Council chamber fell silent. "We read your histories," Chen said. "All of them. The ones you make public and the ones we acquired. You've forgotten what it means to face an existential threat. Your militaries are ceremonial. Your weapons are antiques. Your shield networks haven't been tested in millennia." "Is that a threat?" Quirith asked carefully. "It's an observation," Chen replied. "We've also been watching your borders. There are species out there in the dark that you've managed to avoid, some through luck, some through geography. But they exist, the Xerathi swarms, the Void Hunters, entities that see your prosperous worlds and wonder why no one has taken them yet." She leaned forward. "We wondered that too. Then we realized you've been lucky. This corner of the galaxy has been quiet. But luck runs out, Ambassador." "So you build warships?" Mexvin asked. "To threaten us?" "No," Chen said firmly. We built them to protect us. Humanity learned something you forgot. The universe is dangerous. We've fought wars over every scrap of land, every resource, every ideology on our own planet. We've built weapons that could sterilize worlds. We've nearly destroyed ourselves a dozen times. It's made us paranoid, yes. But it's also made us survivors. She gestured to the tactical display showing the 1,000 warships. These ships aren't pointed at you, Council. Look at their formation. They're pointed outward, toward deep space, toward the threats you've been lucky enough to avoid. Quirith studied the formation again. She was right. The ships formed a defensive sphere, weapons oriented away from Council space entirely. We didn't come to your meetings because we had nothing to offer yet, Chen continued. We were the new kids, the primitives. We couldn't contribute to your debates about art or philosophy or trade regulations. But we can offer something else now, something you've forgotten you needed. And what is that? Quirith asked. Chen smiled, and it wasn't a comforting expression. We remember how to fight. We remember that peace isn't natural. It's something you defend. And when those things in the dark finally notice your peaceful civilization and decide they want what you have, humanity will be here. We'll have your backs. She stood, her officers standing with her. The meeting invitation for next quarter? We accept we'll be there. But we're bringing our fleet, Ambassador. Not as a threat. As a reminder, the galaxy is beautiful and full of wonders, but it's also full of wolves. The transmission ended. Quirith sat in the silence that followed, his mind racing. The other counselors looked shaken, uncertain. Finally he spoke. General Kexfor, I want a full military assessment. Counselor Mexvin, start drafting a formal alliance proposal. And someone get me everything we have on these void hunters. He looked at the display showing Earth surrounded by its crown of warships and felt something he hadn't experienced in his long diplomatic career. Gratitude. Humanity had skipped every meeting because they'd been preparing for the war the Council had forgotten was possible. And now perhaps they wouldn't have to fight it alone.